welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm very excited for. I'm going to take you guys a sneak peek back into seeing the back end of my life, of my business, how I manage 3 separate companies at once, and how we manage all of our employees virtually, obviously except for everyone out in the field. So I'm going to show you guys as far as how we communicate, how we do meetings, and then some other things is I'm working on some cool marketing projects on my concrete company, and I'll show you a little bit behind the scenes of like how we do our marketing, some of the things that we actually work on. I know my biggest question is like, how do you get over 200 leads a month in your concrete business, even in a month like February right now? It's currently February 21st. I had to check the day because I forgot the day. But it's also 5:30 in the morning. This is when I'm always getting up. I wake up before the day starts, before my customers can call me, before our guys have problems, really just before the day starts. And I love to work on things that are gonna move my business forward. So whether that's like new policies or new systems, or today, something that I'm really excited about is my salesman requested that I make an automation where after he gets done with a phone call, how do we follow up with people if they're not really ready for an in-person estimate yet? Maybe they didn't like our initial first quote, maybe they had to talk it over with a significant other, maybe they're still budgeting. Whatever it is, we want to stay in front of them. And if we can't automate it, then why not? It just makes our life easier, right? So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about that and some other cool marketing stuff as we get going here. But with that being said, let me just hop right into getting work and I'll show you guys what I work on. All right, it is currently 6:38 in the morning. So I just spent the last 40 minutes, give or take, on building out a cool automation for our business. So I will go ahead and show that to you guys. All right, so this is the back end of Contractor CEO. This is not something that I just sell. This is actually something that I use in my own business, obviously. The whole reason I built it at first was to help my own business. So what my salesman was requesting, I'm gonna kind of set the stage here, is this is kind of where we run all of our sales through, right? And the reason why we do this is our whole entire lead journey. Everything from when a lead does not, or when we get a lead but they don't schedule with us, to a lead that doesn't show up to their phone appointment, to scheduling with us, to the call complete, no in-person, hot, warm, cold, it's pretty extensive. I don't need to take you guys through this whole thing. But one of the things that I love about this software is, let's just say if my salesman wants to, let's just say he just gets off of a phone consultation. And so right now, Laura is currently scheduled to talk with him. After the phone call, all he has to do is drag this to the no in-person hot, and that would fire off an automation. And that was what my salesman wanted me to build. So I spent this morning coming in here and I built out this cool automation. So now every single time that my salesman puts someone into that bucket, it automatically, 2 days later, it comes in and it says something like this. So it'd be like, hey Laura, Anthony here. We had our call a couple days ago, just wanted to make sure there wasn't any questions that popped up or anything I could help out with. Let me know. And then if there's no response, we wait 5 days and then we shoot an email. And then again, we have a custom way to follow up with our leads. And the best part is, so all of this is happening on autopilot. Let's just say that we send a text and email, still nothing back. Automatically then what that does is it moves to the next stage of the pipeline and it goes to no in-person warm. And I built out a whole follow-up sequence there. All right, so that's how we follow up with leads, and that's what I spent the good bit of my morning doing. Is now we actually have a system where once we get off a phone with one of our leads, all my salesman has to do is move that lead from the basically scheduled bucket, right? Because they were just scheduled to talk with him and he just gets off the phone. All he has to do, move that person from the scheduled bucket over to the no in-person hot bucket. That's basically what we use that for, is if we're doing a sales call with someone and they're not quite ready to do an in-person estimate. They say, for instance, we gave them rough numbers over the phone. Let's just say if they called us, they say, hey, I'm gonna get a quote for a driveway. We talk with them, we discuss their project, we get to know them. And then at the end, we say, okay, based on everything that we've talked about, client, We're thinking for your driveway, it's going to be roughly $10 to $14,000. How does that sound? And sometimes on the phone call, they might say something like, yeah, awesome. I want to schedule the next step. Like, that sounds great. And then great, we move them all the way to estimate scheduled. Then we actually drive out, we go meet them, we shake hands, we give them a formal contract, and we close the deal down. But not everyone's ready for that. Some people say, we say, okay, your driveway's gonna be 10 to 14,000. And they say, oh man, my husband, I gotta run it past my husband, or I gotta run it past my wife. Let me get back to you. And we say, okay, great. Well, keep us posted. We're obviously here and ready to work with you whenever you are. So just let us know. Then all my salesperson does, he moves that lead into the no in-person hot bucket, meaning that they're a hot lead, but we do not have an in-person scheduled with them yet. And now we just are following up with that lead for the next 5 weeks. And don't get me wrong, we're not harassing people. This is like a very common misconception. People are like, oh, I'm not gonna look desperate. Like, dude, life happens. I mean, how often does you guys have the best intentions when you guys are running your own business to do something, and one day, today is Tuesday, and you thought about it, and you might have reached out, and then something comes up and you forget about the whole entire thing? Well, that happens to our customers too. They might talk with you, they might be excited about their driveway, and then 2 days later, that project has kind of slipped their mind a little bit, not all the way, and so we shoot them a little courtesy text like, hey, we talked to you. Is this something that you wanna keep moving forward? Or are there questions? Let us know. And then we'll check in again in a week, and then another week, and another week. Either way, we're at least doing our part in following up. So if the deal falls through, it won't be because the customer thinks, wow, this company really doesn't want my business, or wow, they're not very organized, right? So again, that's what I spent my morning doing. And the reason I did it today is every single Tuesday at 11:30, I have a team meeting, which I'm also gonna show you guys, but just thought that was pretty cool. I love spending my mornings doing stuff like this. So I'll catch you guys up here in a couple hours with what I'm working on. I would prefer a conversion campaign, and then to count a conversion as someone who makes it past the first stage of the opt-in. Something else I'm wondering too, which, obviously. All right, so it is now right around 9:15. As you guys just saw, I actually just wrapped up a meeting with my marketing director here. His name is Adrian. How I manage all of my contractor CEO business is all through Slack. So I have different channels where I talk with my marketing director, my whole entire team, which includes an ad specialist, designer, you name it. I keep everything all in one dashboard to keep us nice and organized. And on the concrete and landscaping side here, I manage most of my talks with my staff through Google Workspace. So that's just a little bit about how I manage my business. And as you guys just saw, I had a meeting with Adrian. He's my marketing director. And one of the things that we talked about that I want to show you guys is a little bit about how I look at marketing. And so we were talking all about a split test for our 21-day contractor clarity challenge, which I have going on right now. If you're interested, check the link down below. And we're currently trying to market for it and get people to sign up, which you guys really should, because it's badass, by the way. And so we're doing what's called a split test. And so him and I were discussing on what we wanted to do. But just to make this a little bit more relevant to you guys, this isn't something we talked about right now, but I know for a fact I'm running a split test in my concrete company, okay? And so what a split test means, and this is also why I love Contractor CEO software, is it allows me to take a web page, what I call a sales page, and I run a test, right? I say, okay, this is version A and this is version B. I send 50% of the traffic to version A, 50% of the traffic to version B. And then what it does is I get different stats on my sales pages. I can see how many people got to the sales page, how many opt-ins that I have, what's my opt-in rate. And then over time, as I gather more and more data, I'm gonna be able to see, was it option A that performed the best or was it option B, okay? And so a lot of times when people are talking about marketing, one of their biggest things is they think that you just set up a campaign or you set up a web page and you totally forget about it, when in reality, it's the exact opposite. We're always testing everything, whether it's different ads, different landing page copy, all the way down to different designs. See, the big thing I'll show you guys here on this one is with this, we are testing the headline. So need a new driveway, replace your driveway repairs, we can help. So that's this one, okay? And then on the other one, the big thing that we're testing is a completely different opener. Like they say in most things, marketing and sales, your intro and your hook are by far your most important part. So that's what we tend to test the most. This one, we said top rated local concrete driveway contractor. So you see here, it's a very minute difference, but what if I can get twice as many leads from this landing page versus the other one, and this was my test? Well, I would have never known that if I didn't try. So that's what I just had the meeting with. That's something called split testing. Hope you guys thought that was cool. I'll catch you guys up with my progress here in a couple hours. Oh, and by the way, I know I said a couple hours. This has only been a couple minutes, but I wanted to show you guys something really cool. I went over my email, and I got an email notification, appointment booked from Caesars Concrete. And this is a lead. I know that we have the info blurred out, but I was just showing you guys automations this morning and talking about how important they were. So this is the back end of Contractor CEO. Every time that we get a lead, like I said, we automatically follow up with people. So as soon I got a lead at 7:09 in the morning, immediately we emailed them asking them to book a time with my salesperson. 3 minutes after that, they hadn't booked a time yet. And so what did we do? We actually texted them a link and basically said, hey, we look forward to working with you on your project. To get started, book a time to talk. And 2 hours later, they finally got around to looking at their text or their email. I actually can't tell. And they booked a time to talk with our salesperson. So again, right, we're following with our leads right away. It makes us look really professional. And I'm able to capture more of my leads because I'm doing this on autopilot. Would I have expected my salesperson to drop everything that he was doing right at 7 in the morning to follow up with this lead and do everything that the software is already doing on autopilot? So I only want to show you guys this because we were showing automations earlier, and this was just a cool example of something happening in real time. So I want to show you guys, but now for real, I'll see you guys in a couple hours. So the biggest ones that I had to do that I did were these three: the known person's hot, warm, and cold. Because those we are trying to do automated, but we didn't have anything built yet. So those is what I'm going to go over right now. And so the way that I kind of set it up is everyone gets put into known person hot right away. I didn't really know of a way to do it. And once you put them in there, Anthony, it waits 2 days and then it texts them. Just says, basically, we had a call a couple days ago. Just want to make sure there wasn't any questions that popped up or anything I can help out with. Let me know. All right, so I just sat down for lunch. If you just saw the B-roll footage, I actually just got kind of not a great phone call. That's why I'm sitting there. I'm talking to you guys as I'm eating lunch. I got those Costco pre-made quesadillas. If you know them, you know. Freaking amazing. By the way, I don't eat breakfast. I start the day off with lunch. So that is the way that I kind of start everything. But that phone call that I just had that kind of threw my day for a loop was actually an unfortunate call from my operations manager. His name is Forrest. Telling me about another employee in our business, basically coming to him saying that he wants to make more money this year, and if not, he may have to find a different job. For context, this is a high-paying individual. They made very close to 6 figures last year, but they need to make more money. For their privacy, I'm not gonna say who that is, but this is part of the reason why I do those projects in the very beginning of the day, like what I was showing you guys with building out those automations. I set aside time each and every single day before the day because I just know that if I wait until the day actually happens, like there's always stuff that comes apart. And granted, today was a little bit bigger of a bomb than I'm used to having. I'm not used to people saying that they're gonna like quit if we can't find a way to pay them more. But that is life sometimes, and that's the life of a business owner. You never really know what's gonna happen. And so now my job, at least for this new employee, I either have to figure out a way to build a better business to get him to make more money, as in like give him away, like say, hey, I will absolutely, you could make 150,000 here if X, Y, and Z happens. Or I have to figure out a way to replace him and, basically set my game plan for what we're gonna do. So, nothing against him. Everyone has to take care of their personal self and their family, and everyone has different goals. And obviously my job as a business owner is to make sure I'm doing my very best that I can to make a model that works for everyone, but that doesn't mean it's always going to work. I just have to do the best that I can to recruit the right people for the right amount of money and give them a business model that allows them to take care of themselves and their family. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm about to eat lunch, and in 10 minutes, I start a company meeting. All right, guys, so it's the end of the day. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get any cool other background stuff behind the scenes. It was literally, my day was like meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. There are days where I miss just being able to freaking get out there. I mean, look how freaking beautiful it is. Like, I do miss the days sometimes where I was able to just be in a truck, go out, meet customers at the job site, get my hands a little bit dirty, get kind of sweaty, and all that. Because days like today, they're a little bit draining, but they're still tons of fun. I hope that you guys got a little bit of value out of some of the things that I showed you as far as what we're doing on the back end of our business. Everything from, a little bit of like how I'm communicating with my employees from the Google Workspace, the Slack, to how we're building out automations, how I'm making my business, how I'm working on my business, not in it, and how I'm always setting aside time for that. And then, yeah, unfortunately, every now and again, days come by like today where you just got to deal with something that's not very fun to deal with, and it kind of just is what it is. But overall, very productive day. I'm actually getting ready. I'm about to go take off outside. I got marathon prep to do. I signed up for a marathon in September, so maybe I'll be making some more content about that because it's pretty cool. I used to hate running. I still kind of hate running, but I've been doing it for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Just starting to prep for this marathon that I signed up for, which I never ran more than 2 miles all at once, but I was like, man, I keep making excuses in my life about how hard things are, right? I got 3 businesses to take care of. The list just goes on, right? And so I did have to just kind of finally set a line in the sand and say, no, I'm not waiting until I'm not busy to be in shape. I'm going to put that on my calendar and plan things around it and make it a priority. So kind of cool. I'll definitely keep you posted with what happens with that this year and all that good stuff. But definitely let me know in the comments, did you guys find this stuff cool? Did you like seeing some of the back end of my business? Did you like where I kind of like talk about stuff and teach, but it's still kind of vlog style? Because it's really fun for me to make. So I kind of hope that you guys like it because it's cool being able to, share a little bit of the background about my life, even if it's not the funnest. But I know there's probably still at least 5 of you watching. So you 5 of you out there, hit that like button and I'll see you guys in the next one.